What's up, guys? Welcome back to another drawing tutorial. Patreon request today from Alex. So this is Art.Truth from WWE. He sent me this image, so let's give it a go. I'm on a landscape page, use a pencil, use an eraser. Hit pause if I go too fast. So, head tilted, right? Head up in here, two hands at the front. So we start with his eyes. He's frowning pretty heavily. Can't see any eyebrows either. Right, so let's give this a go. Yeah, very frown. So we'll do this. So we'll carve a line across, like right across the top of his eye. It's a big heavy frown. Just going back here. And he has like a couple of wrinkles and stuff that go sort of up his forehead, you know, this kind of thing. Can't see any eyebrows. Does he have eyebrows? Okay, and we'll do the frown on the other side as well, right? So we'll go across his nose, and then we'll do the frown over here as well. Lots of wrinkly frown lines. He's an intimidating looking guy. Right, so this kind of a thing. And then lots of sort of wrinkles and stuff on his eyebrow here as well. Carving wrinkles. Okay, so his eyes are then underneath this, right? So we got like his eyelid line here at the front, and it goes just underneath the eyebrow here, and then around the back to there. So kind of a sharp, pointy tear duct, usually like close to the nose, and then the bottom eyelid comes around. That's the general sort of eye shape. Right, and then his iris, so just like a disc, a circle, an eye coming down from the top eyelid line. Right, and his eyes are just black, so he looks like very aggressive. Right, and so we'll leave like a highlight up here and just color everything black, right? And just like that, basically. Might be an eyelid line in there. Right, so same on the other side pretty much. And you want the eyes to be about eye width apart. So like if you measured his eye there, that's how far apart you'd put the next one. So like a sharp pointy tear duct. Eyes are generally like the shape of a lemon, sort of. And then down the back into here. Right, and then we go down into the corner again. And then we have black circle coming down from top eyelid again, roughly the same size as the other one over there. And then you leave your white circle You could also do white paint on top of your black ink or your pencil. It's up to you, really. Okay, so he's got like maybe an eyelid line just coming around here. And then he has like bags under his eyes. Crazy looking dude. I think he has a piercing up here somewhere. Like double sort of circle there underneath his skin. And then we try for his nose. So like the bridge of his nose, kind of there, and then it gets quite wide at the front. So like it goes pretty much curving that way. It's very sort of flat along here. So we just jump down and add his nostrils. Flared. So we'll add a shadow to them. And then join them together in the middle. And then the skin of the nostril on the corners. And if you're wondering how far, like normally your nostril, the edge of it lines up with your tear duct, like underneath it. You know, just underneath this, if you're wondering how far out to go. And I think he's another piercing here as well. And that's kind of all you need to draw for his nose, pretty much. Right, so he's like gritting his teeth, kind of. So his mouth. So his mouth out here, pretty wide, and this one's like higher up on this side, underneath his sort of pupils. Right, this one's kind of higher. It's like the corners of his mouth. Now we just do the top lip line. So kind of like here, comes down in the middle. Back up. It's like a sort of a W sort of shape. Unusual mouth shape, right? So we'll open it up a little bit, and he's got sort of teeth inside here. Just put a bit of a shadow in the corner, maybe. And then bottom lip. Very thin. Bottom lip. Not much of a top lip, but we'll add maybe just like this little dip, you know, the little thing that comes down from your nose. Do. Right, he has kind of lines that come around from his nostrils here as well. think he has a piercing on his chin. And then like some chin shadows and stuff just here. And then his chin actually comes around this way. Okay. I will try for his jaw. It's not really clear. So let's see. So chin goes up that way. Jaw goes that way. And then it kind of goes underneath his hair, but we'll draw it in anyway. Maybe get a cheekbone or something here. The other side's kind of flatter. It's like less jaw, more cheekbone, sort of. Up here, and kind of his cheekbone comes in that way then. And then I think his hair kind of comes down over there. Might be able to see a little bit of his ear here. But then it's mostly hair. All right, let's see. So he's got all these dreads, right? All these dreadlocks just coming down over his face. So we gotta like, so say he's got like the shaved hairline here, just like coming across, starting probably there, and then the dreads kind of come down, and you can see some of the shaved head in between them. So let's try and do these. I don't know if you would call them dreads, but they're some sort of dreaded or twisted kind of hair thing. Right, and then I'll just keep doing these. And then his hairline comes across. And then more sort of these. Right, another one on this side. They're kind of tricky things to draw, to kind of get them to go into and make it look like they're attached to his head, you know. Right, we got some more over here. They all seem to just like hang down his face and down the back of his neck and everything, over his ear. They all come out in the top. I think we can see some of his neck here. And then some more of those things back here. We got more over this side. You just kind of keep adding them until you've filled all the space. They kind of bump around his head then. sort it down. Some of them are pretty long as well. Maybe there's some like... hanging down here. Right, there's all texture on his hair under here, the shaved part, and up here as well. And then these have like these curving lines. So coming across each one. You're just adding texture, trying to make them look wavy. Okay, so that's his hair pretty much. So we'll try out the hands and shoulders. So shoulders are kind of high up, so that's like his neck, I think, and then he's got a trapezius muscle there. And then his other one's kind of high up on this side as well. Can't see much of his neck over here. Goes underneath the hair, kind of around that way. So the other side there as well. And then, so I think this is a neckline here, and then some neck muscles in there. And he has a silver chain that seems to come around the neck. And there might be like circles and stuff in that, but I think the easier way is to just do this type of thing. It's raining kind of heavy outside as well. So you could probably hear the rain. Okay, so I think like his chest muscle sort of comes right across here, kind of like joins his shoulder, like his chest muscles are being pulled kind of high up. Up here somewhere. Maybe some more dreads just in behind. Okay, he seems to have a gloved fist and then a bare fist. So I guess the bare one would be easier. So just the knuckles along the top like this. 4 of them. You know, kind of like a mountain range or something. And then fingers come down. Bottom knuckles here. Around the side. And this is like just like a general shape of a fist that's facing towards us. Thumb comes underneath. Comes underneath the knuckles. around there. You got a thumbnail here. Fingers. And then you could add like little hatching lines for each sort of knuckle shape. Right, and then he has black tape coming across his fingers. Black thing here. He's got this crazy glove thing. I might be able to do all the metal parts. He's got like a piece coming across here. So we're trying to attach this wrist sort of to his arm now. So it's like a big glove, but it's got like a few belt buckles and stuff. I can do one or two, but getting them all in is like pretty tricky. So there's like a piece of metal there. And then like another one here. And you kind of repeat that pattern a couple of times down, but I think I'll just do it this way. Like around his forearm. So then we get like his biceps. So he's got like a strap coming over his biceps. So it's like here. You have like his pec and stuff in there. And then we got a tricep coming around that way. Down to an elbow. Forearm sort of situation there. And then his back. And kind of like his abs and his ribs and stuff. So, like in there. It's like his ribs or his back, his lats maybe. So then, we gotta do his gloved hand over here. It's kind of the same shape, but like less detail because the glove is making everything sort of a bit flatter. So it's like, it's kind of bumpy where each knuckle would be, but not exactly the same. So we got like some folds on the edge. And then we can see the bottoms of the fingers kind of just gloved in there. And the thumb kind of gloved as well. You know, it's got like all stitching lines and stuff on it. Like here too, like some stitching. And like these glove things, you know, the way gloves have stitching coming around the inside of these. And like some down his fingers and stuff. Right, the glove seems to be like kind of loose fitting. It's like on his wrist, but it has a little triangle. It's kind of like a shark fin that sort of sticks up. And then he has, so like his forearm and all that stuff like here. So His forearm kind of like sticks up this way. Sort of comes down to his elbow. Okay, so kind of like some, I don't know, like bracelets and wrist straps and stuff all here as well. And like maybe his like forearm muscles just coming down that way. And then we get like his bicep sort of strap thing again. Goes down behind the glove. Kind of wider at the top. It's like his chest kind of in here as well. Then we get tricep. Sticks up pretty far. I must say bicep in there, I'd say. Doo-doo. Then we get his ribs again. With some abs and lines in there. He seems to have a tattoo on his chest. It's not very clear. It's kind of faded, I think, a bit. It's got a circle. What does it say? PR? Or P? I'm not sure. So I'm gonna go. There's like 2 letters, but I'm not really sure what it is. It looks like PR. Maybe it's like personal record, is it? Okay. I think that's it. Or truth. Thanks for support on Patreon, Alex. See you next one. Bye.